So a brief side topic onto outreach events, and these are what I call more public, so even more public than the bandshell sessions. Usually those are connected to outside organizations, for example IYA or TWRAS, or our upcoming telescope unveiling will probably be something on this level. And you should expect a higher percentage of novices, kids. You should consider this level of your audience when you prepare your information and your target list. You want to remember that people without astigmatism should observe without glasses. And as you're observing, you assist them with eye positioning and focus, and the little ones may need a step stool to reach the eyepiece. Side topics, site scouting. So this is when you first go to a site and you want to evaluate it on your amateur astronomy suitability. And you want to be prepared. You want to know as much as you can about the site. So that includes going to the Google Maps and looking at the satellite pictures, looking at your navigation cues, what obstacles like tall buildings or trees or mountains or whatever could be blocking your view in certain directions. When you're there, you want to assess your background quality, light sources, and as you're there, you want to look at the common constellations and compare them to your expectations, and this will help you gauge the quality of that site. You look around for disturbances, for example, lots of cars going by a road, or terrain, power, and other resources. And the results of being prepared using this framework is that you have a more enjoyable experience for organizers and participants. You build your skills and knowledge more effectively, and you gain experience in this organization, which carries over to other types of events. So, questions?
Oh, what's the most interesting thing you've ever seen in your outings?
You mean like celestial objects?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, both, actually. One from each kind of
sounds like there's a story.
I guess the double cluster is the most impressive object I've seen. It's just very nice, very symmetrical, and has a good concentrated core with a cloud around it. I like it.
You listed a bunch of things to do. Do you have any heroic stories of what goes terribly wrong when you don't follow this sort of thing?
Not particularly for an astronomy trip. I guess we were less than prepared when we went on our canoeing trip. We did bring the telescope, but we weren't able to use it because of weather. Yeah, I'll say that.
Do you ever have problems with etiquette in large groups?
Sometimes. Usually there are small things that you can correct just by telling the person and working on a solution. I haven't had any major blow-ups or anything.
I was thinking like hogging the telescope,
Oh,
being on there for like
using a flashlight or something.
using a flashlight.
Usually, that's rare. I guess there's like an understanding between astronomers.
Do star maps actually work?
Oh yes, very much so. They help even if you're experienced, because there are like millions of objects literally, and you can't have memorized them all. So looking up, there are paper star maps that are more geared towards beginners, and those have the brightest objects that are most impressive. And then as you move along, there's larger catalogs. So like catalogs, the new general catalog, NGC is a big catalog, and then Cadwell is a big catalog. So those will, the larger star maps will be like printed on like laminated paper, and those will have more detailed objects. definitely help you learn the night sky.
You know those telescopes which you actually kind of like set to certain stars and then finds other stars by itself?
That's right.
Are they actually like more, like, do they get more, like, is it easier that, I mean, it sounds easier, but then do experience strong, I mean, do experienced people actually do this? Like, do they go for large ones or?
Yeah, definitely. So the people who don't like this type of technology are, I don't want to like generalize, but I'm generalizing, yes. They're usually like older people who are familiar with like electronics and they trust their own, they trust their own skills. They like the tradition of finding their own objects. But I find with the electronic go-to, which is what I have, you get a lot more observations done in the night, and you spend the time observing instead of looking for the object. And it's a cool factor as well.
Good, thanks.